And off there of the Asia Pacific Dragons up against the Irish Vikings. Got the my name is Andrew Chambers. I've got the pleasure here being joined by former Hong Kong captain Johnny Abel. John, had much time playing at the Tens yourself?
Had a few years, mate. Honoured to be asked to commentate this first year.
Short on numbers, I think, but it's nice to have him on board. And off we go. Tournament favourites, the AP Dragons here. Nice little start up against a pretty physical and competitive Viking side, but showing their class there. Bit of flair, nice little chip and chase, and the AP Dragons now taking the lead nice and early with a 5-0 start.
BGC Asia Dragons. Early points on the board for them.
With the seeding process on day 2, it's always good to get big scores on the day, which always makes this tournament very competitive. Asia Pacific Dragons very aware of that, and not retaining their title last year. Sorry, so got a point to prove this year.
To the Dragons over the Vikings.
Another great restart there. Obtaining possession straight away there from nice and physical, getting over the gain line. Following through nice and easy. Good cover tackling there, cleaning out. Quick turnover ball here for the APDs, just playing at a different pace at the moment to the Vikings. Nice quick couple of passes here, 2 wide, should see a score in the corner. Nice easy score there, just the speed of play, turnover play, getting beyond the gain line quickly is exactly the key here for these APBs. John, I think you can see just from the player personnel that these guys have got, the physicality that they're bringing to the tournament is always going to be an advantage on day 1.
I think the APDs have played a really wide game there. It's nice to see some rugby intense.
It's a great little concept, the Tens, in terms of the space that's distributed, obviously with the reduced from the 15-man game, but at the same time it allows the bigger boys to have a run. Physicality is at its utmost. You've got to be able to hold that ball up. Maintain possession is always key, of course, in any game of rugby, but in the Tens game, possession is key, ever more so with the open spaces. A couple of breakdowns before you know it, you've got a 2 or 3 man overlap. So the APBs here, they know exactly what they're doing. They come with some seriously high-end players from the Pacific Islands. And off we go with another great kickoff. Once again, retaining possession off that, which is such a key moment. The Vikings here have got a chance for themselves there with an early scrum. Not really the end of the park that the Vikings want to be. We'll see. It'll be interesting to see if they want to run their way out of here or probably kick their way out. Quick turnover there again, showing the physicality, and then we go again, building a big score and taking them out to a 17-0 start.
And the Dragons
with only 4.5 minutes to go.
GFI Hong Kong Tens, the Dragons are back to defend the cup title that they won last year and making a hat-trick of victories after claiming the title in 2012.
So this would be the
conversions there.
The fourth year we've got the MVs here at the Tens, and in those competitions alone they've taken the cup twice and defeated finalists the time before that. So they certainly come with some big expectations from this Hong Kong Football Club crowd. And a great high kickoff again. Smart play here, getting beyond the kickoff. Cleaning up any scraps, but offside there. And the Vikings finally get a bit of possession. Opportunity now to maybe play a bit of territory, or maybe spin the ball wide and have a bit of possession in their hands, which they haven't had for the first 5.5 minutes of this game.
I think the Vikings here are going to take some. Not short of their own physicality here. With the Vikings got some good players from the Welsh Sevens team, England Sevens team, South Africa Sevens team, as well as a few ITM Cup players, Pro 12 and Premiership players. So not short of their own talent either here, Andrew.
No, certainly not, and I think it's a smart decision when you go down 19-0 after only 5 minutes. A bit of time killing as well, play the line out, And everyone is thinking about, you know, the points difference that you get for day 2 and where your seedings will be, whether it's cup, plate, bowl, or shield. And the Vikings thought that. Unfortunately, set play, as you very well know as a hooker, John, is pretty key. And Vikings not winning their own line out there, and straight into it. APB straight off again, looking wide and playing really physical in midfield. Not afraid to take the contact and looking wide straight away in the offloads.
It's nice work, Nili Latu there from Tonga, showing a bit of experience.
Once again, playing with some good width. Again, that ability to get beyond the gain line. Great offload there. The big man's given a good chase, but not enough there. And through they go there for try number 5, sorry. So it's early picking up now as we get going. And APB's now showing their form and proving a big point now that they're be a side to beat this weekend, that's for sure.
Kick to come, 3 minutes left in the here of this Pool A game. The last of the Pool A's. And with that.
So that's 26 points in the Georgie Malu getting through under the post there again. George Markey, sorry. And off we go again for, again, the key point they've been. There's been 4 kickoffs, and they've retained all 4, which is obviously key. Off we go again, another great kickoff. Vikings getting under that one. Now and again, playing very flat. The Vikings need a bit of depth, looking for a wide ball. No options available to them, having to take the contact. Doing very well, staying on their feet. Again, Vikings playing it forward. Options pretty limited.
You've got to keep your own ball here in the tens. The touch line isn't your friend.
So the APBs there playing very well in terms of nice flatline defence, not committing guys to the breakdown. Wonderful stepping there, and we go.
Solid contact, good physicality here from the Vikings. They're starting to get into a bit of a rhythm here.
It's often said against teams like this with their steppers, etc. You've got to play with a lot of physicality, try and match them and not give them the time. It's much easier said than done.
Nili Latu coming with a nice little shot there.
Vikings spreading it wide, nice and easy, nice little in and out. Looking for his support now. Good cleaning out, maintaining continuity. Back we go again. Lots of width being played now. It's a common trend that seems to be going on in this tens this year. Teams playing side to side. Unfortunately, execution isn't great. Out it goes, and possession handed over pretty easy. Line out to the APDs. I think the frantic early pace now, you can see it now, players being quite slow, getting ready for the set play. As we get ready here for a line out, which has been pretty consistent here from the APDs, obviously been training well this week, came into Hong Kong pretty early, getting themselves ready, point to prove. When you've got names such as the Alato here throwing the ball in, the expectations are pretty high here. Nicely worked little move. Fortunately, numbers in line out, and the Vikings get return possession here, not kicking away. Looking here just to maintain the ball, get through some phases and hope to get some continuity going. Here we go again. Numbers are good there. Not releasing there in the breakdown. Vikings taking it nice and quick, trying to pick up the pace a little bit, trying to get themselves on that score sheet before half time. Again, the APB is not committing many to the breakdown. Smart play. Once that ball's gone, there's no point of getting guys there. And the APB is fanning wide, giving a pretty daunting task. Lovely little turnover and great hands going wide here now. Back and again, just not thrown away, keeping away from the touchline. Looking for some recycle ball. Here we go again. Plenty of numbers out wide now here for the APBs. Nice little in and out, fixing the defense. Couple of passes more. Nice and wide. The big man again is on the outside being exploited. He's got numbers on the inside if he wanted to, but the big fella's in the corner for try number 5. That's a very good half here for the Dragons, who will be pretty happy with themselves there. That's a great half for Rugby now, taking a 25-0 start at half-time. I think they would have taken that. And Sione Lea there getting himself a nice little dot on the wing. Coaches probably around the world are wondering what he's doing out there, but fair play to him. If you're going to finish like this, big man, no one wants to get in the way of that freight train, and in he goes into the corner for try number 5 for the APBs. John, pretty impressive half here from the AP Dragons there. I mean, that'll be half-time now to go into any
brings
game
an
with a
end to
31-0
the
head
first
start
half
is
of this
a pretty good way to
Dragons
finish your half,
Vikings
is it not?
game. The BGC Dragons,
I think the Dragons here really showing how their first seed is certainly well deserved. They've come back this year with a very good side.
I mean, it's one of those things, isn't it, when you come to a tournament with big name players, which certainly recognisable household names here within this team, guys like Leolatu and so forth. The expectation is that they will be competitive. If not, making a final would be deemed as a disaster. But you do find that guys come to Hong Kong, get stuck into the social a little bit too much, and sometimes don't deliver. But it looks like these boys have definitely come to prove a point.
Well, I think the Irish Vikings are certainly here for a bit of the social side of things. Andy Douglas hasn't got a match jersey on today. Yesterday did say that it was on the team sheets, and all of a sudden his playing shirt was a little bit too small for him.
Well, you could say that maybe Andy Douglas saved himself for Dame 2. He's always been a big game player, apparently. That's what he tells me anyway.
He has told me he'll be pulling on his boots for the finals, I would have thought.
The highlights from that first half, it's whether we've got the 2-minute intervals enough to show you what happened. It was a pretty action-packed, pretty clinical half here from the APBs, just having a good go. Great continuity, constantly offloading in the tackle. Which is obviously a key part here. You'll see the key sides will be playing in the cup throughout the day, and obviously tomorrow it's all about getting those arms free, getting the breakdown. I think Sonny Bill's got a lot to answer for in that regard, in terms of just getting beyond, offloading the passes, and we're just seeing the last try there, which was great from Sione Leah, the big man. Nothing better than seeing the big Nuggets getting a try in the corner.
Love seeing a front rower on the wing, Andrew.
And here we go, second half. About to kick off, Vikings here. So we go into the second half here, 31 points to 0. The APG Dragons against the Irish Vikings. Taking a nice clean ball there off kickoff once again. Nice clean breakdown, and again, the Dragons here got a huge lineup out wide, heading up into midfield and getting over that gain line. Setting good targets. Off we go again. Number 16, Emosi Maluvu. Great little playmaker. Getting stuck in, he's created a couple of great breakdowns in the first half, and a lot of play coming off him already in the second. So, bit of a knock on. Vikings get another crack at the whip here, and it would be really good to see him get on the score sheet at some point in this game, because you don't like anyone to finish with nil in a tournament like the Tens. So, big scrum here. I think something you do see now at this event, with it being reduced to a 16-man tournament, there really isn't any easy games. So the physicality that you see at the breakdowns is fantastic from both teams. It's more just about the execution, and at times maybe a little bit of fitness and how much social they've come to have or not have. But everyone is a little bit competitive at the breakdown. Getting stuck in here. Vikings here turning the ball over nice and easy. It's good stuff. Moving it side to side, but again, the APV is spreading very well, committing low numbers to the breakdown. And there you go, nice quick turnaround. It's exactly what you don't want. Such hard work without that ball. And off we go, spinning the ball wide.
It's a risky pass from the Dragons there. Well, we've got a speedster on the wing. I think we might be in for another try here, Andrew.
So Julie Vildemar, in he goes there for another APV try. Again, so disappointing. 3 or 4 good phases there from the Vikings, just unfortunately not getting that go forward ball, not getting over the gain line. Quick, easy turnover, and one phase later, in they go. And it's heartbreaking to have that as a team when you've worked so hard to try and get gain 20-30 meters, and then for a side, just 2 quick passes, and then they go, and showing their class there, the APDs.
So Joe Villadamu here, top try scorer from the 2013 tournament. Missed out last year, but he's come back again this year, and he's showing his class again.
So that's taking a 38-0 head start there. And APD showing some good strength. A little alternative on the kickoff. Nicely collected by the Vikings. Enough to go going forward, but a big nugget here. Taking it into midfield, setting a good point. Vikings are giving this a crack, searching for that elusive try, and we've gone wide, which is great with former England Sevens player on the wing there. Inside step. Maintaining possession nice and easy from the Vikings now. Looking for that man, nice punch into midfield. He's got to get numbers there, he's isolated. Unfortunately, so a little knock on there, and scrum down for the Dragons.
Nice little passage of play there from the Vikings, just showing what they can do when they've got the ball in hand.
Yeah, it's not an issue of physicality. I think it's just basic execution, getting guys to that breakdown. And probably the APB's been together now for a week. Makes a big difference when you get used to your patterns and so forth. Where the Vikings, very social team, great bunch of guys, really embrace the whole spirit of the tournament in terms of getting stuck in and being competitive, but at the same time enjoying the evenings here in Hong Kong and getting ready for the Hong Kong Sevens later on. A lot of these guys here return year after year, desperate to stay part of the Vikings, have a really good sort of spirit to what they're all about. Good scrum here from the APDs, going wide early, a missed tackle there. Off he goes down the wing, nice and easy. Lovely little inside ball there to Naku, into it, and he goes for his third try of the game, I do believe.
Second try for Asa. Dragons Globe, 45.
So that's 43-0 there with a kick to come.
And sorry, I was ahead of myself there, 43-0.
So unfortunately, missed kick. So the ABC's got a kick off now at 43-0. The crowd slowly picking up here on day one. The weather hasn't been great this morning, which I think was a welcome introduction for the players. Nice little breeze coming in, nice and cool. And the humid, usual Hong Kong March weather staying away. That's a great leap and take there. And the Vikings, bit of possession now. Let's hope they can get themselves a little score. Shipping it wide, got good numbers again.
Good numbers
Man out wide.
Left.
Nicely cut off there from Leolatu, just stepping in a little bit and cutting the line off. Nice big angry Fen. Once again, the good physicality with numbers there. Dragons getting numbers in there in the breakdown. Lovely little dummy, having a little crack down the outside. Quick turnover ball here with a couple of passes. They have got numbers here, the Vikings, with a couple of early passes. Just about execution, unfortunately, a bit flat. Having a good crack, lovely little stepping, but a bit of... The Vikings again, a little bit pedestrian there in midfield and turnover ball. I certainly think you'll see a competitive Viking side here in the potentially plate, maybe bowl competition tomorrow. They always put up a good show. Keeping in play there, missing touch, so be interested to see, does he run it out or have a go?
I'd say the Vikings are going to have a go here. All about possession though, Tens. Got to make sure that he keeps this ball in hand, that they recycle it. Nice fast ball from the Vikings here. Unfortunate. He's got away lucky there.
Little knock on and big scrum here for the Vikings. It'd be really good to see a nice clean scrum, them to have a crack. They've got some real flyers out on the wing. And they haven't really been given the space or the opportunity yet. So here we go. Hopefully they've got a little pre-planned move in the go here. Having a run out from their 22. Nothing to lose now at 43-0. Spin scrum nice and flat there. Unfortunately, no one really getting in front of the ball. Getting good numbers there from the Dragons. In they go here. And there's the turnover ball again. Lost in contact. Again, taking it forward in numbers again. It's taking two APD Dragons just to get it clear. And only three of the Vikings. There we go again. Just constant continuity. Recycling of the ball nice and easy. A little bit of trickery there. Out wide. Big man hitting it up, setting a good target. And once again, we've got good numbers out wide if they choose to fling it wide. And here it comes. Unfortunately, there, good turnover. Vikings get some possession, get to live another couple of minutes. Got another minute and 45 for them to get themselves on the score sheet. Hopefully keep the Dragons out for one more and avoid them getting the half century. So PC coming on there at 10, not a bad replacement at all, is it really? When you're bringing on an international fly half. Dragons setting up, playing a deep sweeper as well. Out back at 14 with Shane Chase. Another good scrum from the Vikings though, fair play to them. Choosing to clear their lines, but not the greatest of kicks. Nowhere near getting the territory they probably wanted.
His forwards are probably cursing him for only making about 3-4 yards there, Andrew.
Yeah, Jake Neville looks pretty frustrated with himself as it is. He's taking a little high five, but you can see him gritting his teeth. Not the best of clearances. Puts his team under pressure here. Less than a minute to go, and I think the APBs would certainly like to finish with a flourish, get themselves up there and try and get the 50 up and make a bit of a statement for tomorrow.
So the Dragons have got some nice set piece here. Nice clean ball off the top. Not straight though.
Heartbreaking as a hooker, John. Heartbreaking.
It's a close skill, Andrew.
It is a close skill. Never understood that as a back. How you guys don't nail it every time.
Why don't you kick balls every time, mate?
Sorry, everyone's just taking the fish hook out of John's mouth. So a big scrum here. Probably the last play of the game here. So the Vikings have a little crack. Hopefully they'll have a go from their own line here. Nothing to lose. A little bit of argy-bargy with a little scrum halves, a couple of egos, a little crossfield kick, something different. Having a go. Hopefully this will sit up. And that's gone dead. And that should see the game there for the... nope, quick early ball. And that is the final whistle. Rama, while you're there, was probably pretty excited having a little run into open space, but that is the game as the Aladi